Hello and welcome to Die Rollin. I'm Adam and I'm currently incarcerated in the Dark Castle. I was ratted out by Will when he wrongfully accused me of cheating at a game of Scrabble. So my guard seems to have fallen asleep. I think I'm going to try to get past him right now. So please join me in this escape attempt. Hopefully I won't end up back here. So here we are in the Dark Castle. We have the miller over here and the smith over here who are going to help me try to escape. This game ends when one of these guys dies, or I get to the bottom of this deck and kill the boss. So, let us begin. After years of incarceration in the depths of the Dark Castle, you finally break free of your cell. In a small stone room adjoining the cell box stands an old wooden chest. The lock is open. Draw an item card per player now. Now, because I'm playing solo, this is actually per character. You hear footsteps approaching. You must not linger here. You make for the exit, slipping away and disappearing into the darkness. Turn the first chapter card now. So, I have to draw a card from here. So, the Rusted Flail. So, once per round of combat, when you roll Cunning, you may roll again and choose which of the two results to apply. So, we'll put that there for the moment. And the second one is Liquid Luck. This gets you to reroll, so I think discard to reroll your character dice, applying only the second dice. So, let's give the Liquid Luck to the Smith. And actually, let me just double check which one is Cunning. Cunning is the eye, so actually it's more chance that the miller is going to roll Cunning. These figures here basically represent what are on their dice, so there's 4 chances for 4 of the eyes, 3 fists and 1 of those wisdoms, lots of might, a bit of wisdom, and not much cunning on the smith side. So, we have got the Rusted Flail, and we have got the Liquid Luck, and we go to the next chapter. Now, before I do this, I have to decide which one of these characters is going to do this. So I think the miller is quite brave. He's going to go for it. So we turn it over. You have been hunted by the ferocious castle hounds. You become separated, and each of you must fight alone. Roll a chapter dice in front of each player to represent the hound attacking them. The hounds can sense weakness. Players with less than 8 hit points, well, we don't have to worry about that at the moment because we both have 18 hit points. Roll 2 dice instead of 1. So begin combat. Combat special, no player can rest until the hounds attacking them are defeated. They may then help other players defeat theirs. Player aiding another takes damage as normal and must declare who they are aiding before the roll. So, how this basically works, we have a monster we're fighting here. We have to roll a chapter dice, which are these black dice here. So we have to roll 1 per character. So let's do that. Okay, so what this basically means, the miller has to get an eye on his dice, and the smith has to get a fist on their dice. If they fail in doing that, they will be getting 1 damage each. So the miller's first. Right, so the miller, he didn't actually manage to do that, but he has a shield around here, which basically means he's going to block this 1 damage coming through. And the smith, the smith got a perception. So, if only it's the other way around. So the wolves attack, and the smith takes 1 damage. I'm not going to use that just yet, because actually, that's probably going to come in handy later. So we go again. So the smith manages to beat this hound. The hound's dead. And the miller still blocks this, so nothing happens. Now, because the smith has defeated his hound, he can join in the fight. Great, so the miller got an eye. And that is enough to kill the hound. So, the hounds are no more. So every time you defeat an enemy, you draw an item card and choose who gets it. So we have Distill Wisdom. Discard to apply a single wisdom at any time. Wisdom is the star. So let's give that to this guy over here, to the miller. Now, it's very important to note, you can only hold 2 items at any time. Right, the miller's going to go first again because he's got more hit points. He draws over this card, and what do we find? To enter this door, you are forced to push aside thick, thorn-covered vines. They spring to life, binding your wrists and hauling you into the thicket beyond. You lose 1 hit point. So where it says you It's referring to the person who turned the card, so that's the miller. Hacking at the aggressive weeds eventually caused them to recede through cracks in the old stone walls, leaving behind the belongings of the previous victims. Draw 2 item cards. Great! So, that wasn't too bad at all. So we found a rotten shield. We found the fury shard. So the rotten shield, whenever you take damage, reduce the amount by 1, down to a minimum of 1. And the fury shard, when you roll a double in combat, you may roll a second time, applying both results. Ooh. That's a tricky one. Okay, we're going to give the smith that. The fury shard, we're going to give him the rotten shield to protect him a bit. And we are going to get rid of the distilled wisdom, and the liquid luck is going to stay with the miller. So that is now, yeah, let's just check that over there. So that's discarded. Okay, so on to the next chapter. Now there are 15 of these cards I have to get through, and then the last one is the boss. So let's see. Right, so the smith, it's his turn. He's got a shield. He's going to open. So he finds this guy. A hooded man approaches. He looks cautiously over his shoulder, then whispers, asking if you wish to trade. Each player may choose one option. Trade, discard any item and draw 2 more. Negotiate, try to roll a double in one attempt. Success, use silver tongue, pay dividends, draw an item card. Or failure, your primitive appeal falls flat, you get nothing. Do you know what? I'm not going to bother trading this guy. I'm happy with what I got here, so that's going back down there. The smith is going to turn over this chapter card, and we find a horrible looking creature. With a piercing wail, a hideous creature emerges from the darkness ahead. It drools at the sight of you. As a group, choose one option, then begin combat. So we have an option here. We can either surround the beast and attack from all sides. If we do this, there's less dice to actually to fight against. What we'd do, we'd have to get a fist, and then we'd roll a dice for each player or character in the game. So we'd have to beat 3, but he'd do more damage. Or stay together and fight on the move. We'd have to do 5 dice, and yeah, we'd be getting 2 every round. I think we're in a good state. We're going to go for this guy. So we're going to try to surround the beast and attack from all sides. Right, so what we do now, we know there's a fist we have to beat. And there's also that there, which means we have to roll 2 dice. So we have to get a fist, a wisdom, and a fist. So 2 mights and a wisdom. Okay, now before I begin combat, I can decide whether one of these guys wants to sit out of this fight, and they will heal 1 hit point. But at this point, I don't think that's worth it, so we're just going to go for it. Okay, right, so we've definitely got the fists. So 2 fists there. They're gone, out of the game. But we have not got rid of this wisdom. Now, the smith had that. So, yeah, he can't re-roll any of that. So, this guy's still alive. He does 3 damage to each of these. However, he doesn't do any damage to the miller because the miller has got his shield up there, so he's protecting himself. And he can't do a total of 3 damage to the smith because the smith has this, which reduces that value by 1. So that is 2 damage through to the smith. He's getting the brunt of the damage at the moment. Okay, so just a wisdom, and the smith has more wisdom than the miller. We're just going to go for it again. Okay, so we've got 2 perception there. Sorry, cunning there. So I'm going to use this here, which once per round of combat, when you roll cunning, which is this, you may roll again and choose which of the 2 results apply. So hopefully we'll get a star here. No, it's a shield, but it's a fist and shield, so he's going to take that. He will take no damage this round. The smith is going to take another 2 damage. Now this game ends when one of these guys dies, so I'm hoping we can actually beat this guy. Oh, again! Right, no actually, that was the smith, that's the miller, so the miller has got that. He can re-roll his dice, and a fist. So I'm going to use liquid luck there, which means I can re-roll this dice again. Excellent, wisdom. So we've managed to defeat this hideous beast. And as we have defeated him, we will draw one item card. A cracked axe. In combat, roll a chapter dice along with your character dice each time you attack. So that's pretty cool. It's a two-handed weapon though, which means we will have to get rid of something. So, this is tricky. Do I keep this, which allows me to re-roll, or do I have this where I get 2 dice to roll? This is probably a bad idea, but I'm going to go for the cracked axe. Rusted flail's gone. Or do I just swap this around? Okay, no, we'll keep it like that. So the smith is not doing too well. The miller is a bit better. He has got 17 hit points left. The smith has got 13. So we're going to have the miller open this next door, and he's found this guy. The artwork on these cards are great. Something is blocking the door to this chamber, and you use your shoulder to force it open. It is only when you step inside, eggshell crunching underfoot, that you realise you have destroyed a creature's nest. There's a mournful wail as it approaches from the darkness. Its sorrow soon turns to fury. Begin combat. So combat special. All players may fight as normal, but you, which was the miller, are the only player this creature attacks, and you may not rest. So the miller is basically the target because he trod on this poor creature's nest there. So we have a fist for might, we have an eye for cunning, and we roll 2 dice. So another fist and another cunning. Cool, so the cracked axe allows me to roll a chapter dice along with my dice. So I'm going to roll these separately actually. So the miller is attacking. Perfect. And the smith, wisdom, not so perfect. Right, so we do enough to get rid of these off there. He's protected from the attack because he's got a shield. And, well, actually, that's great because the smith isn't getting attacked by this guy because he's only got eyes for the miller. So just fists now. Okay, the miller, once again, shielded, so nothing to worry about there. I think, actually, the smith is going to sit out of combat this round, so he's going to rest, which means he gets a hit point back. He's going to sit back whilst the miller carries on his epic battle. Ooh, so that time not so good. So 2 damage goes through to the miller. Smith, he's going to sit out another round of combat, so he's going to go back up to 15 points. And the miller goes in again. 2 fists. Boom. So he kills that pitiful creature, and we get to draw a new card. The Golden Axe. Oh, so this is a pretty cool card in here. The Golden Axe gives you a special dice, which has a lot of cool things on there. But if you ever roll that, you have to lose 1 hit point, and you lose this. Do I keep this? It's a 1-time only, and I'd get rid of the cracked axe if I had it. So what we've got on the dice, we've got 2 of those, we've got 2 of those. So it's 2 every time, a shield. Oh, this is a hard decision. Do I keep this, or do I keep the cracked axe? Oh, I loved Golden Axe as a kid, so I'm keeping Golden Axe. The cracked axe, I'm going to give over to the smith, and he's going to get rid of these 2 things. So we're just going out all guns blazing now, or all axe blazing, should I say. Okay, so I now have that. I now have that. Great. So the miller, he's already like confident because he's just got his golden axe, so he's going to draw the next card. Whoa. The smell of manure is thick as you enter this chamber, flanked by wooden animal stores. An agitated beast of burden has broken free of its pen and now blocks your way. It is cornered. Mighty horns ready to gouge anyone who gets close. Begin combat. Each round when it attacks, this creature deals an additional 1 hit point of damage to any players who hit it. Okay, so he's going to do more like extra damage if you damaged him. So let us assign stuff. So he has 1 of those, and we roll 2 dice. Oh, one of everything. Okay, so do I just go straight into combat? He seems fairly easy, really. But yeah, we're just gonna go all out and try and kill him. I'm not going to use the golden axe this round. I'm just going to fight with regular stuff. Okay, so the miller gets an eye, so that destroys that. The smith gets rid of a wisdom, and is blocking any damage coming through. The creature, however, still has 1 might, so he attacks the miller, and he does, instead of 2 damage, he does 3 damage. Miller is on 12 now. Miller's going to sit out of this round of combat. So he's going to go up to 13. And the smith is going to attack with his cracked axe. Beautiful. Defeated. And we found an elixir of insight. Discard for any round of combat to change any 1 chapter dice to show a trait of your choice. No, we're not interested in that for the moment. Okay, and now we draw the next one. This time it's going to be the smith, as he has the most hit points. Whoa. You hear a scream from behind and turn around too late to avoid the clutches of a lurching ghoul. As a group, choose one option. Flee, you get away, but you lose 2 hit points, shaking off the ghoul. So that would mean the smith would lose 2 hit points. Or you can begin combat. This would mean you are fear-struck that any wisdom you roll this chapter has no effect. Now, you need 1 wisdom to kill this guy, and the smith has the most wisdom on his dice. I reckon we're going to just run. Okay, we're gonna run away from the ghoul. So the smith is down to 13 hit points. The miller is also to 13 hit points, so it's even Stevens. We're about nearly halfway through the deck now, so we're doing all right. We're doing okay. We started off at 18 hit points. We're now to 13. So let's see what happens next. Wow, this is straight out of the thing. A creature stitched together using butchered animal parts scuttles towards you. It is so hideous. I didn't say who opened this, did I? Okay. We're going to say the miller. Miller opens this. Okay, it's so hideous you instinctively lash out. So begin combat. But you get to make 1 attack for the first round, taking no damage. The first time this creature is defeated, before drawing an item card, roll a chapter dice. If the result is might, it regenerates. You must restart combat and defeat it a second time. Oh, so this guy's going to come back and attack us unless we manage to not roll a might. So, one of each again. The miller's coming in. We're just going to go. We're going to leave the golden axe for the moment. I'm saving the golden axe for either the boss or for something a little more difficult than this guy. Perfect. We kill them outright. 1 of each. We roll 1 dice. If it's might, he comes back. And I didn't play that correctly, because first I should have had the miller do a first attack. So the miller's first attack would have been a wisdom, so that would have gone. And the second roll I did, we'd got that, which would have defeated the rest of it. I'm supposed to be playing this game correctly. Oh. So we draw a card, and it is some liquid luck. We're not getting rid of our 2-handed axes. So next, we're going to have the smith open this. It's his turn. So, a monstrous winged creature swoops at you from the darkness above. Its hunting cry is deafening. You must try to roll cunning or a double in 1 attempt. So let's try that. So it's the smith. A double in 1 attempt. Success. You react quickly and dive aside. Begin combat. Okay, after a player's taken damage from this creature, they can no longer block it. So this guy's a little tougher. He's got these 2 here and then an extra 2 dice. So we have some cunning, we have some wisdom, and then a cunning and a might. We're going to get the golden axe into this. Hell, why not? We're going to lose this. Watch this happen. Excellent. So a lot of wisdom here. So who was that? That was the smith. So the smith is going to block this. The golden axe. If we get the actual golden axe on the golden axe, we can remove any 1 chapter dice. And this is, well, these 2 are kind of surplus requirements really. So we get rid of this. Let's get rid of an eye. Why not? With the golden axe. And the miller is going to take 2 damage. Right, so 2 dice left. Now the smith can't defend this time, and I'm not going to use the golden axe this round. Okay, so the miller is defending this round. He's got 1 fist there. We have these, so that's going to be 2 damage to the smith. Just a cunning, guys, come on. Beautiful. So the cunning happens. They cunningly get past him and defeat the monstrous kind of bat dragon thingy. So draw a card. Okay, so start off with red. Discard to restore 2 hit points to your character. We don't need this for the moment. We're still good. We're not even halfway down our hit points yet. So the miller, he's going to open the door and he finds this. Your boot catches a tripwire, releasing a shower of acid from above. All players must try to roll cunning in 1 attempt. Okay, so cunning in the eyes. Failure! The acid splash begins to sizzle and smoke, burning through an item you're carrying. Discard 1 item. Oh dear. So, our lovely axes have just been melted. Say goodbye to the golden axe. Say goodbye to the cracked axe. Oof, now this could get interesting. Oh, sorry, so the miller's opening this and you follow a tunnel which leads to a pitch dark room. Your ears suddenly fill with maddening whispers and spectral hands reach out towards you from every direction. As the group choose one of the options, you run for your lives, but with an unseen hand, the spectre reaches into your souls. All players lose 2 hit points, which will put me down to 9 hit points each. Or begin combat. Let's fight this guy. We need some more items. So, he has wisdom, and he has these. What these are? 2 might. Which could be good, because these guys have those, so let's find out. Okay, so the smith managed to get rid of that, and he's blocking this attack. The miller isn't strong enough to fight this guy, so the miller takes 3 damage. Okay, the miller is going to sit out of combat this round to get up to 9 hit points, which leaves this just to the smith. And he does it! Boom, bang, bang. This guy's dead. So, we draw a new one. Elixir of Insight. Discard for any round of combat to change any 1 chapter dice to show a trait of your choice. So, we'll give that to the smith for defeating that guy. Okay, we've got 3 cards left, and then it's the boss. So, the smith is going to draw this, because he's the currently got the most health. And, as you pass a heavy wooden door, it flies open and a ragged madman bursts through. He wields his shackles as a weapon, and its crazed stare sends a clear message. You stand between him and freedom. You must try to roll might or a double in 1 attempt. Might. Success. You manage to deflect his wild flailing. Begin combat. Wow, this guy has got a few things on him. He has one of those, one of these. This guy's very strong. So the miller's going to have to get involved in combat at the moment. Oof. So the miller does one of those. This guy, the smith, does nothing. They both take 2 damage. And there it goes, the cunning, but there's wisdom there, and they both take 2 damage. Oof, the miller is on 5 now, and the smith is on 7. The miller is sitting out to get back up to 6 hit points, and the smith is going in to try and finish him off. Which he does. Okay, so we draw an item. Cunning potion, discard to apply a single cunning at any time. Well, give that to the miller. Right, the smith, who's got the most hit points, is opening the door, and he finds the passageway leads to a set of old stone steps. They descend into a flooded cave. The The water is murky, but a dim light is visible some distance below. You take a deep breath and dive, kicking towards the light. Each player must try to roll a double in one attempt. Wish me luck. Okay, so the miller rolls a double. So you make it through, surfacing on the other side. The smith, however, you begin to flounder, lose 1 hit point and try again. Oh dear, I get to try this another 2 times. So he loses 1 hit point. Need to roll a double this time. Nope. So that's my second. And for my final attempt, fail. You eventually make it through, breathless and exhausted. Okay, so right near the end we have got the penultimate card before the boss. The miller is on 6 hit points and the smith is on 4 hit points. The miller is going to open this. This gribbly guy. Where there was once flesh and fur, the bones of this skeletal beast now crackle with the menacing power of dark magic. Begin combat. Whenever you would remove a chapter dice by hitting this enemy, roll it instead. If the result is wisdom, do not remove it. Put it back wisdom, side up. Now, this is quite interesting because this guy feels like he is like a kind of sub-boss. Like, he's just before the main boss. He's guarding the main boss. He's guarding the kind of exit way where the boss is kind of there. So, yeah, this is a pretty cool guy to actually get out at this point. Quite dramatic. So he has an eye, he has a star, and he has 2 dice. I really hope we manage to escape this castle today. Okay, right. So 2 of these, one of those. He does 2 damage every round. Do I use this? No, I'm not going to use that. We're just going to go for it. Okay, so it's going to remove that, and it's going to remove that. But I have to roll these, and if they're wisdom, they come back. They are not wisdom, so they are gone. But both guys suffer 2 damage. The smith is on 2, the miller is on 4. The smith has to rest. So it's just the miller on his own. Okay, we're just going to have to go for it now. If the miller fails this, if the smith fails this, they are both dead in the water and we don't get to escape. Chim chimney chim chiroo. Woo! So, if these come back as wisdom though, it means game over. Yes! Yahtzee, baby! So we have managed to defeat this guy deathly. He is gone. And before we open the final door, we get Rengorn's Ruin. Whenever you roll a double, you may change it to any single. Okay, we're just going to give this to the smith, because I honestly feel like the smith has been pulling his weight a lot. So before we open this final door, the miller has 2 hit points. The smith has 3 hit points. This is it. You will reach the final challenge. One last obstacle stands between you and freedom. 10 over now. And we are fighting Rub-a-da-bum, the shapeshifter. I can assume the form of your greatest fear. Doubles only score a single hit against the shapeshifter. At the end of each round, if the shapeshifter has not been defeated, it changes form. Reroll all its remaining chapter dice. There is no way I can beat this. Because I do not have enough dice. We have a fist. We have a fist. We have 2 wisdoms. And then we roll 2 dice. 3 wisdoms and a cunning. Now, I'm going to discard the Elixir of Insight to discard before any round of combat to change any 1 chapter dice to show a trait of your choice. So I'm going to change that to an I. Right, so we're going to go for it. We're fighting. And this is it basically, guys. It's the end of the game. So we this automatically... Oh wait, who was this? This was the... Yeah, okay. So the miller, he does 2 fists, but that only counts as 1 hit. The smith does another hit there. The miller is protected because he's got a shield on there. However, the smith is not. And as this guy does 3 damage, that is the end of our game. Well, I didn't manage to escape the Dark Castle this time, but maybe next time I will. I mean, at least I'm not dead, there's that. They just kind of knocked me out and I woke up back here, which isn't great, but hey. So, I hope you enjoyed my solo run-through of that. I didn't escape. Maybe if you have a go at the game and escape, you can let me know in the comments below. And potentially, I might have played some of this wrong, or I might have had some mistakes I made, which you could potentially comment below to tell me how I could have maybe survived this endeavour. So yeah, this was Die Rollin. If you enjoy our stuff, please subscribe to our channel. You can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Until next time, keep rolling.